Coach, do you want to start with a statement?
That's a win that was needed from us, and I thought we got better and we got tougher the longer we played. I thought in the second half we did a much better job on Alvarado. She was special in the first half. We had all kinds of trouble. She's a great little player. I mean, she doesn't shoot it till she has an angle. She can get an angle, And but in the second half, we tried to run a little bit of our bigger athletes on her more often, and I do think that helped us, but kind of quieting her down was definitely helpful in the second half. And then, our defense, we need to guard well, and I think that for the most part, we're going on quite a few quarters in a row where there's obviously always stuff, but that they're playing pretty good on the defensive end. So proud of their shot making too in the fourth quarter. That's always important, and I've kind of been on them about that too, just a little bit like, just how do you think these games are won? Somebody jumps up and sticks three, and we did it tonight. And a lot of times it doesn't take, you don't have to stick 10 of them. You got to stick the right three. And she hit a big one. I guess Bree started the fourth quarter with a big one. She hit one right behind, and then I remember Shea hitting one, maybe that took it back to 16 maybe. Just enough offense to go along with great defense, and that's a good recipe for a win.
You touched on defense. That's 3 straight games holding an opponent under 50. Has there been a lot of changes schematically, or is that just more of we're getting towards the end of the season, we know how to play together?
I think, trying to focus on that a little bit. What's your route to being as good as you can be? And, I think all year, when you go back even to early in the season and you look at, how we were getting after people, most of the time it started on the defensive end. And this group, I think especially defense fuels offense. So I think it's kind of selling that we need to be good on that end of the floor and try to continue to work on offense. We actually did quite a few different things. Probably didn't look like it, but I thought our team executed some wrinkles tonight offensively that we needed to do. And so I just think talking about it more, a little bit more focus. But you always kind of we have a system. We're playing 90% within the system every night.
Jenna, being a part of that defense, and how fun is it to force a bunch of turnovers and get a bunch of fast break buckets and just get to kind of go?
As a team, we've had so many conversations about it, even like without him or the coaching staff, and it's definitely something that we take pride in, like just internally. And so yeah, it truly does fuel our offense when we get steals and like just get a stop, like when Shea just shuts somebody down, and like that's so fun to watch too, and it's obviously fun to be a part of, and it's not just Shea. Like personally, that fuels a lot of energy for me, and I like to think that, like throughout our team, that's what's going to bring the energy, and like that's what brings the offense. So yeah, it truly has like changed so much in the past, like I would say 2-3 weeks, like just internally we've decided like we're going to be elite on the defensive end, and I think it shows.
Coach, Cheyenne's been pretty special offensively. Had that big night against Queens. She's kind of kept that rolling. What has changed for her kind of now that she's getting to that latter half of her junior year?
I mean, she's been super consistent. I don't know how many games in a row, and I always hate handing out compliments. I need to find some wood. She's been great. You're right. Night in and night out. I don't think she's pressing. I think she's learned the shots she can consistently get that she can consistently make. And we're relying on her to make baskets in tight spots. At times tonight, she did that for us. And so I think it's, all of them to a certain degree. She's got to understand this. Like the cycle is like, you first get here, nobody really cares, right? Then you run around, you make some shots, and then everybody's like, okay, we can't let her do that, right? So then it's hard. Maybe you go, and then it gets hard because they try to take things away. and then you have to build back in new things and then go again. And I think you're sort of seeing that with Kemp, you know. But for a while, you're not that high on the scouting report, so you run around and you do what you want to do. And then everybody's like, we're not going to let her do that. And so you got to continue to grow as a player. And she's been really good. I really like the progression. You know, I think it's like 4 or 5 games now, probably. You know, obviously, she was great at Queens, but I think she's been pretty solid for quite a few. Her effort on the defensive end and rebounding, it's changed as well. You know, and that is that's just will to get better and impact that side of the game. Like I talk about it a lot. We were probably gonna ride her as a player, even if she doesn't get more involved, but she got more involved. I said, we need you on the glass. I think she got maybe 2 of her own misses tonight, and those are big stickbacks. And you know, she had the double-double. She had 7 rebounds tonight. She's better on the defensive end. Like, she's just becoming an all-around pretty darn good player. So.
Jenna, do you feel like you're experiencing some of what he was talking about with Cheyenne, of defenses are kind of starting to try to take things away from you now that you've kind of proven yourself this year?
I mean, for sure. Like last year, I think, you know, I was probably on the scouting report, but it was just like, she's coming in, she's going to give Jade and Kinley a break kind of thing. And this year I've kind of like, I guess, proven myself a little bit. Like, I am looking to shoot the ball, I'm looking to make plays, and like, they don't help off of me anymore. And so, yeah, I think that's just what he's talking about. Like, yeah, we have to adjust. Like, as a team, like we've talked about it at halftime, I was like, guys, they're not helping off of me. Y'all should have a gap. And I think that's just how we play. Like, in our basic, we move, and then they make an error, and then I get an open shot or whatever. So it's like, yeah, it's definitely harder. But I think as a team, like, and me personally, trying to be unselfish, like, they're not helping off of me. I hope y'all get an opportunity because of it.
Coach, big one coming up at EKU. What's it going to take to try to go get that one?
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty special. You know, I'm a voter in the mid-major top 25, and I don't know how many in a row they've won. They deserve it. I mean, they're up like 21 or 22-4. That's a good basketball team. Players everywhere that can score. You know, I think Coach Haley and I started working on that today, watching them. At times, we played well enough to win at the game here. They outlasted us. So we have to find a way to find 30, 26 really good minutes there. You're not going to find 40 where they don't win some. I mean, they're too good. So I think being calm about guarding, and then it still goes in. You got to go back and do it again, you know. And they're going to make runs. We've got to find runs, and we've got to stay steady because they can really get you. So I'm glad that we got on a little bit of a run into this game. I talk a lot about, I think the aspirations in our huddle, in our locker room, are higher than what the results they're getting. So, we go up there with not much to lose. It's the class of the league this year. Let's go see if we can get something done, But it's a heck of a team, and Coach Ty gets a lot of credit. Freihofer's special, and they've got a whole bunch of pieces around her that are playing really good too. So we'll have to tie our shoes pretty tight and give it a shot.
Thank you.
Thanks.